Andy Samberg has come a long way from being the guy with funny hair on SNL. Along with his Lonely Island cohorts, he's managed to take over primetime TV, and he's even scored a couple of cult hits at the box office. He kills it as Jake Peralta on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's happily married to indie musician Joanna Newsom, with whom he shares a daughter. He even hosted the 2019 Golden Globes with Sandra Oh. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Andy Samberg. He changed his name when he was 5. In an interview with Time Out, Samberg revealed that he wasn't always Andy. He was born David A.J. Samberg, but no word on what the A.J. bit was about. When he was just 5 years old, he decided that he no longer wanted to be known as David and changed his name to Andy, and that's what he's been known as ever since. He's been a fan of SNL since he was 8. As early as elementary school, he was obsessed with Saturday Night Live, which would perhaps foretell his future. He officially joined in the fall of 2005, but we didn't see much of him on the screen until later on. He was a writer for the show first before he became an actor. He left SNL because he hit a wall. All good things must come to an end, and that finally happened for Samberg when he decided to leave Saturday Night Live in 2012. While his time on SNL helped make him famous, it was apparently a grueling experience, according to Screen Rant. When asked why he left SNL, he told Glamour, "I just hit a wall, emotionally and physically. I needed to start having a life again." Celeste and Jesse forever earned him a spot on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. According to Samberg, he wasn't in the running for the lead role on Brooklyn Nine-Nine until the producers saw him in the Rashida Jones-penned romantic comedy. "Mike Schur told me that when he saw Celeste and Jesse forever, it made him think of me for this show. He said, I had always found things you did on SNL funny, but after I saw Celeste and Jesse, I thought maybe you can act a little bit too." He nearly passed on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. According to Screen Rant, the actor was genuinely thinking of passing on the lead role in the Fox TV show because it didn't match the career trajectory he had envisioned. However, he was so impressed by what the show's creators, Michael Schur and Dan Goor, did on Parks and Recreation that he decided to accept the role, and all was right with the world. Samberg told The Wrap back in 2013 that the leading role on Brooklyn Nine-Nine was too good to pass up. It took Samberg a few days to decide, but he did eventually say yes to the role, and now we have one of the funniest shows on television. The Lonely Island began in middle school. When Samberg was in junior high school, he met his two best friends, Jorma Taccone and Akiva Schaffer. The three of them would always be kidding and joking around while in school, coming up with sketches that they would perform for their friends and all of their classmates. That was the beginning of the Lonely Island. As the three best friends got older, they continued to come up with their hilarious comedy sketches, but instead of performing them to friends and classmates, they decided to start recording them, calling them digital shorts. They would post these shorts on the internet for the world to see. In fact, the three of them were credited with popularizing digital shorts on SNL, which really wasn't a big thing prior to them joining. He was a stand-up comic for 7 years. Before making it onto SNL and hitting it big in his digital shorts, Samberg was a stand-up for almost a decade, and apparently he spent most of his time on stage eating it. The cardinal rule of comedy is, if no one's laughing, it's your fault, not their fault. I was so hammered and bombing so hard that I forgot the cardinal rule and it got very uncomfortable. But there were two people in the audience laughing real hard, and that was Kiv and Jorm. He went to 2 colleges. Once he graduated from high school in 1996, he attended the University of California, Santa Cruz. He was there for 2 years before he decided to transfer to New York University Tisch School of the Arts. Samberg graduated in 2000, where he received a degree in experimental film. Hot Rod wasn't originally meant for him. Samberg's first movie was Hot Rod. What many people don't know is that the lead role that he played was originally written for Will Ferrell. So, when Ferrell didn't take the role and Samberg stepped in, he, along with his friends in The Lonely Island, rewrote the script since they couldn't stop picturing Will Ferrell for the role. He did some voice acting. In addition to writing, being a cast member of Saturday Night Live, and starting his own separate acting career, Samberg also did a little bit of voice acting. One notable role was for the Hotel Transylvania movies that came out in 2012, 2015, and 2018. He also had a role in the animated movie Storks in 2016.